A warm virtual hug to all of y'all watching us right now. I thank Hello Kids and Mr. Preetham for having me as a host and host for y'all today and to have some really helpful perspective on home based learning. Myself, Hetal Rathod, I am an earlier educator since 15 years. Currently, I hold the position of Early Years Academic Head at Tapti Valley International School, Surat, and I am a proud ECA Surat Territory Head. Along with being an educator, I also pursue training teachers and motivational blog writing. In short, I love to call myself a nation builder with lots of creativity. In the next 18 months or till a cure for COVID 19 is found, we have to accept that preschoolers will either not get the opportunity to attend physical preschools due to safety issues or due to parental anxiety. Even when physical preschools do open, they will begin they will again be shut due to spike in cases and new lockdowns. In this scenario, what will work best is blended learning in early years, a combination of face to face and remote learning so that our youngest children do not miss out on the crucial stimulation for brain growth. What is this home based learning and blended learning all about? Let's find out with our expert speaker today, Ms. Kusum Kanwar, MD, Kangaroo Kids International, National Core Committee member of Association of Primary Education and Research and Secretary at APER, CEO of Add Up Skills. So let's begin. Hello, Ms. Kusum. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, and like you said, a big virtual hug to everyone. Thank you, Ms. Hetal. I'm really very excited to be on this platform. Thanking Preetham and Hello Kids for for this opportunity to be here. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
So, ma'am, parents right now are skeptical about whether online learning is good for my child or no. If it is yes, how much and in what format?
So, it's a very good question, and I would say that parents and we are in this together. There is no denying this fact, and also everyone, including the parents, need to understand that 90% of the brain growth happens during the first 5 years of life, and these are the most crucial years for children. So by providing everyday activities that arouse the child's curiosity, we are helping create neural pathways, exposing our preschooler to a variety of stimuli in times like these. So when there
Right,
is no physical schooling happening, the blended remote learning that schools are providing is the way forward. What
right,
is good for such connections and stimulations to happen will depend upon the quality of developmentally age appropriate activities that are presented to them. Now, early years focus and also ECA that we both represent, all of us in fact represent here, has always been on developmental goals, not just academic nourishment. So we all know there are special challenges to every age. However,
right,
where the high school children are concerned, they can direct their own learning. But the early years need more social nourishment than academic nurturing, is what I would say. And how much is what your question was. So, as per the WHO guidelines, should not be more than an hour. However, all of us start with a minimum of 5, 7, 10 minutes of stimulation, and within that 30 or 40 minutes. Now, in the format question of early years, parents and everyone needs to understand that this is not the time to stress on academics or academic achievement or even academic assessments. So, emphasis and focus should be on talking to children about topics that help nurture their thinking skills, their emotional skills, social skills. But whatever said and done, connection with children should continue even if remotely from their schools. So, very simply explain that activities need actions, and these actions need to impact their brains. Very simply put in, it should impact their brains, it should impact their muscles, and it should impact their senses in all children every day. So I would say that for early education, a session can be between 10 to 30 minutes only, and in the format that is activity and experiential based activities or learning. And if
Yes,
there
ma'am.
are, yes, and also, Hetal, there are disturbances in some states. However, this is the best
Right.
way forward. That's, remote based learning.
And I think when the children meet their teachers even virtually once in a day, they feel happy and connected with their children, right? Hello, hello, hello. Am I audible? So I think developmental goals is the most important aspect of young learners, and not and right now it is no time to stress on the academic skills for our children. The parents should focus on the social, emotional, and activity based skills also.
Right.
Right, ma'am?
Right, right. So when you're talking about social, emotional, and the physical skills, so by helping them, video chat with peers, lots of storytelling sessions that can happen with children. So as teachers, we know stories help children develop empathy, cultivate imagination, divergent thinking, and developing critical thinking skills as well. So, teaching them through stories that's developed by ECA about physical distancing, wearing masks, and new hygiene rules is something which the teachers can convey very easily to children, and they listen to their teachers as well. So, singing rhymes is something which children enjoy, and also teachers do. Engaging them in yoga activities with variations like story yoga, you can have animal yoga sessions, and while at play, specifically focus on physical activities, like throwing balls, washing your bike at home, so watering plants, cleaning the room, etc. So these can be developed both online and offline as well. So that's what we call, remote blended learning for children.
And as said that child always is more attached towards teacher when it comes to learning activities,
Right.
many mothers also in regular school time also they say that हमारी तो बात नहीं सुनते मैम आपकी ही बात सुनते so please, so if your child is meeting your teacher at least once in a day, even virtually, he is going to feel more happy, and maybe he might just do the house work also positively with the family at home.
Very true. Very true.
Ma'am, how can teachers help in engaging children in socio emotional and physical activities when we use this blended learning concept?
So that's exactly what I said. We're teaching through stories, right? We're teaching
Right.
through rhymes, engaging them in yoga activities, and also physical activities that can be done at home, that's online and offline as well. So these can be done together. And also, probably I can give you a few guidelines planning homeschool connection for teachers and parents together. So early childhood association further recommends that preschools and daycares to give the home school connection to teachers, in three parts. That is your teacher-child connection through face-to-face video chats, remote learning on various other online portals like Zoom or like Facebook as well. There can also be parent-child interaction, activities that parents can do with their children, again, to ensure no stress on academics. So they can have fun, watch videos together on phonics, on, on numbers or games and activities as well. There can also be child independent activities like doing yoga, home chores, activities that a child can do with minimal help at home as well. Uh, yes. So these are a few things which parents and teachers can plan it together as well.
And are we not, along with this home-based and blended learning, and shouldn't we even take this lockdown as a boon for our children, that slowly and gradually, even a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old child today is somewhere becoming independent at home by attending. Most of them are using mobiles usually only to watch rhymes or play games. But right now, even the children are getting the insight that a mobile or a laptop can be used in some other way also. For example, right now we are using it constructively for learning.
Yes.
So aren't they becoming even independent a little more early along with this blended learning?
Undoubtedly, they are, undoubtedly. So, children should continue, and parents should also allow them to continue even during this lockdown until preschools or daycares open. Because this is important because teachers, also when teachers convey many messages, they educate them as well, right? So, it's like eating healthy, sleeping well, not
Right.
watching too much TV, or watching inappropriate videos or games on mobile phones. They also help them understand, dispel fears about corona, and instill in them how to protect against it. So definitely there is a lot of learning that is happening along with independence that the children are getting out of all these activities.
It's like bridging a gap right now, because if this stops right now, the online learning, then there is going to be a lot of gap between the child's developmental stage, especially for the children who are below 10 years old.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree.
Ma'am, what about, how do we deal with this screen time aspect when it comes to online learning?
Right. Children are, as it is, they're watching content not meant for them. Either it's on television, it's on mobile phones. As all adults and parents around, we are, grappling with work issues, right? And are not able to give them enough time. So, in this scenario, a child getting this age appropriate engagement from the school and teacher is an appropriate solution, as it's shown to children only after it's verified by the school and is age appropriate. So for children, it's okay. It's one thing to just plop down in front of a screen and binge watch, right? Classes and shows for hours on end. But that's not exactly the best use of children's time. So limited and smart use of screen time has to be brought in. Activities should be planned in a way that moves from one to the next in a matter of 5 to 7 minutes, right? Mainly songs and dance, narrating stories, play games, teaching yoga, laughing a lot, exchanging smiles, counting objects, naming colors. You can guess letters, and so much more can be achieved just through this. So, introducing everything through play, because this is what we believe in, because play is your first primary way of learning, because as children develop foundational social, emotional, executive functioning and academic skills only through play. So early childhood educators and ECA often act as facilitators, building upon children's natural curiosity. So to inspire play, we can curate spaces with open-ended materials that provoke children's engagement with each other. So that can also limit their screen time. So it's very important that we blend both the screen time and the activities that we do at home as well with them.
And at the same time, right now, children, if they are even using the screen time for that 1 hour or maybe 1.5 hour in front of them, at least they are viewing some trained and some facilitators, rather than just watching some YouTube links which we don't know who has created those. This is at least something authentic coming from their school, and they are watching some trained people rather than just someone just putting some rhyme or some kind of a content through YouTube link, right, ma'am?
You're right. Right. You're right. You're right.
Ma'am, can we have some insights for parents to be positive towards blended learning so that it can be an enjoyable experience? Because right now, we have to really have a lot of support from parents for us to continue with whatever we are doing for our children. So, how can it be more enjoyable experience for them as well?
So it has to be. There is no doubt that we have to work in partnership. It is a partnership with parents and schools. And we are all ready for this kind of a partnership because
Right.
children presently are cooped up at home, right? And parents are extremely busy. And sometimes we also get very irritable and are not able to give children quality time, right? So in this scenario, children will suffer emotionally and socially, and we are not even thinking about it. So when a teacher comes on screen using developmentally appropriate platform to interact with your children, they can see also their friends, and this is something that will help and keep your children happily engaged. Now, happiness in these crucial times is most important, as all of us have, realized that it's a very important emotion to keep ourselves also safe and healthy. And definitely, we're talking of children here, so they need to be kept safe and healthy. Now, parents can, as I always, tell my parents also, you can borrow a few strategies from the preschool teachers to get the best learning from the child at home and enjoy this period of bonding as well, right? First of all, maintain schedules because children need structure and schedules and they thrive on it, right? This is what promotes independence. Secondly, always have develop predictable routines because children cooperate in schools because they know what is expected of them. Also, giving them advance notice before transitions. Children need that advance notice. We just cannot pull them up from one activity and plonk them into the next and say that, okay, now this is your activity. You have to give them that advance notice before your transitions, as we do in schools. Right? We always tell them, okay, come on, let's clear your toys because after this we're going in for after we have done this storytelling, we are going in for some puppetry or going for sand play. So children know that there is a transition happening. Just be sure if you want your child to choose an option A, so option B needs to be less attractive. So keep
Right.
these things in mind instead of just arguing with them, right? So keep on talking because talking, constantly communicating with family on the processes, on the outcomes of the full day also gives your child a sense of pride. It gives them a feeling of accomplishment, building family values, family goals with everyone collaborating. So I can give you a few examples where a full family can collaborate. Very, very simple because we've tried it in my school as well. So try making these besan laddus at home, right? All of us love it. So it's a huge learning on not only your touch, your feel, your smell, your fine motor skills, all those five senses, but added to it is also a sense of breaking stereotypes when both the father and son or the father and daughter roll out besan laddus together, do cooking together, do other household chores together. Other activities like washing utensils, even something as small as families who do have eggs, breaking an egg is another huge learning. Not only developing other skills added to it is also your focus, your precision, and that's what we call is cognitive skills, right, in children. Another activity that has worked very well, with lots of children and parents is by serving others, right? What they are learning is service and gratitude. So that's where your social emotional learning and competencies are developed. We are sure this will work out if we keep the interaction loving. It has to be empathetic. It has to be compassionate. Okay, so as they say, if you have something with the correct intent and emotion, it happens. So that's
Right.
what will work all of us together.
It's very important to have the emotions of the children in, feel them happy all the time right now. And one more important emotional aspect which children have learned without saying is patience, because it is very it is a surprise for a 4-year-old child. I see my brother's son. I have a video chat with him every day. I am seeing him where he is patiently at home from past 3 months. So we have to really have hats off to the kids that they have patiently been home, who want to go down. And so it is very important that they meet their friends through these online learning, so at least they feel connected with their children and their friends and their teachers.
Right, true, very true, very true.
Ma'am, what about the aspects which teacher needs to keep in mind when they are having a video chat with their children or a video chat session?
Right. So usually teachers are trained for this because this is not the first time or the first month that they're doing they're creating this kind of a video content for them. So but still I'd like to reiterate that any content that is shared with children needs to be verified. First of all, that's age and developmentally appropriate. First rule for all of us, being versatile and applying a cognitive flexibility. What I mean by flexibility is cognitive flexibility as it is we were used to teaching in a traditional setup. Now we are coming online. So we are using our cognitive flexibility. And even as preschools have closed their doors and transitioned to remote learning, it is essential that our core principles remain, which is possible to work with families to establish play-based, child-centered, engaging engagement with children, you can say. So you can also try this where you keep your virtual meetings as short as 30 minutes. All right, and give families tools to foster learning at home. You can also host large group sing-along, so with 20 families, 15 families, because that is also working with a lot of us, right? So all of the virtual meetings are should be in a group of 4 to 8 children to accommodate turn taking and ensure all children have opportunities to speak. Attendance here can be voluntary. Let children guide you because, and observe them very well, right? So although we are not together at this point in time, children are still playing at home. They're still exploring and learning in their homes. So look for trends and plan accordingly, right? So provide meaningful alternatives to screen time. Children between the ages of 2 to 7 are still in the pre-operational developmental stage, and it's
Right.
development inappropriate expect their learning to be entirely screen based. So by building on children's interests and materials available at home, it could be cardboards, it could be paper, it could be anything from the kitchen. Also, is include that into your activities. Also, leverage the power of community, that is your parents, remembering that families are our partners, right? Families are excellent allies and can support you in extending children's learning at home. And if a family misses on one or neglects to complete a project, send a note to check, no, and share what they're missing. So remote, I would say the remote relationship building between schools and parents is very, very critical at this point in time, because relationships at this point in time are bedrock, and that should not be ignored. Although we cannot be in together, we can stay in touch and show that we care. So ideas for daily emails, it can include note of gratitude, it could be video recordings, read aloud, or songs, child friendly cooking recipes and directions for how to use household items to make, paint, or build an image, imagination structure, imagery structure. Also, music is magical. So, teachers should include a lot of music in their videos because children respond very well to singing and dancing online. For a child, participating in a song or dance is easy way to engage with screen because then they follow the leader, right? The teacher is the leader here, so they can follow the leader, and at this point in time would want to do that. So the rules of this interaction are clear and translate well into an online format. So also we can try, like I said, try a school wide sing along or use songs intermittently to re-engage children who may be distracted during a virtual meeting. So like how we say, come along with name and come back to the screen. So we are constantly taking the names and we are getting them back. So also
Right.
taking a school online is a collective effort. Remember, any idea is worth trying. Try any idea along with the parents. I would like to say that teachers and parents, be kind to yourselves, because previous metrics of success no longer apply. Measure your success in participation and smiles. So, if children are disinterested during a virtual meeting, remember they are young and this is also new to everyone, including us. Do not take abrupt exits personally. So, if they are gone offline, so do not take it very personally, right? So, these are the few things we can keep in mind.
So, in short, it is okay to say I am imperfect because imperfect also has I am perfect. Right, ma'am?
Absolutely. No, no doubts about it at all. No doubts. We are all learning every day.
And plus, I think it's a plus point for parents right now. They are getting guidance from from not certified, but I can say they are getting guidance from teachers who are already trained. So automatically, even the parent is
Absolutely.
getting trained to further on. Maybe when the schools will begin regularly, and if there will be some homework coming home, so that parent will be now more than confident to get that homework done easily for their child. Right, ma'am?
Right. True. Very true. Very true.
I think we have really covered a lot of points today in this session. So, before we come to an end, I want to have some three quick tweets with ma'am.
All
And
right.
this is going
Can
to be
I
something that,
also, yeah, so Hetal, can I also give some ideas about, planning the content for
yes,
blended
yes,
learning? So, something
how
more that
can
I
you
can
plan
just
your
share
content?
some ideas. Yes,
Yes,
because there
for
are lots of
online
ideas. Yeah, there are
uh,
lots of ideas.
ideas for planning the content, which is can be
Yes,
done
for
online
content.
also and offline also.
Blended. It could be blended learning, right? So I'll just
Right.
take an example of an art. So an example of art and painting because all of us love doing that and children love that the best. Now, example of an art blow painting technique. Okay, so we use this through remote learning. So that's using a straw to blow the paint on paper because we do that straw painting, right? So it's very easily done even at home. So teachers can pose a question to get children thinking before they begin this art form as well. So the questions could be, how can I get the paint to move and dance across the paper? Okay,
Right.
using just this straw. So lots of answers can come in. So we teachers know that this technique actually encourages exploration. It does investigation and scientific thought because the child is going to think about it. This question will also encourage a conversation that helps build social emotional connection, right? Also, simple art with lots of fun with children. You can engage your children from 10 to 20 minutes in just one activity and then move on to the next. Now,
Right.
another simple thing is which can be done as blended remote learning, which can be done online and offline because the teacher can, ignite this exploratory, idea in the child, teaching about seed germination. So it can be mostly a casual conversation around seed germination and sprouting, which can be easily done at home. So we teachers know that conversations in itself being one of the most powerful learning tools for children, right? To explore and to discover and create. And this is real experiential learning when they do it at home, growing their own microgreens. And and why I'm talking about this is because this I have experienced it with my own children. Okay, and also when you're talking about when we speak about how fruits grow, and you make fruit salads and eat it online and with everyone at home, on this remote learning platform. And that's so much of fun. You can also have picnics with them, right? On both blended learning. So in one instance, we went on a virtual bear hunt. So not without a little picnic baskets. So we created the bear sandwiches and our lemonade too. And we went about our home looking for a place to picnic with these picnic baskets, carrying our bear cutout as well that we painted online with our teachers. So that is another activity that involved all developmental skills, including sense of body awareness and balance, because they were balancing their picnic baskets and their little bear and their lemonade, and going around the home to find a picnic spot for themselves. Very, 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 very interesting activity. And it lasted for almost 30 minutes, and we could only do that one bear hunt on that day. But nevertheless, it covered all our developmental skills. Now, be it story, animal yoga, be it table manners, placing your fork, your spoon, your tea and dinner time etiquettes, laying the table, everything, if done mindfully, involves the brain, muscles, and senses. Your science experiments can be done on colors, on density, your sink and float with simple objects from home, like take a peeled orange and an unpeeled orange. So observe, ask the children to observe what sinks and what floats. Okay, talking on of density, it can be honey floats, honey sinks, and oil floats.
Right.
So there is a lot that can be done, where parents and teachers together can, work on this cognitive flexibility. And most important is building those skills in children, right? And observing her classes, and also parents can give that kind of feedback for blended learning. So I hope this
So
helps.
definitely, ma'am. And so I think with so much of planning for online and offline blended learning, it is the most important plus point for the for the children right now is they are learning at their own comfort zone right now, at their own home, at their own comfort level, and at their pace. Every child can be
Right.
sometimes catered separately in online. Maybe if if a learner is not able to catch up the pace, the teacher can individually also cater to that child through online blended learning. Right, ma'am?
Right. Very true.
Right. So I think we have got lot of insights from ma'am, and right now, just for fun, ma'am, what name will you give to this academic yearbook?
Okay. So the name that comes to my mind is, COVID, academic year COVID 2019-20, because it is COVID-19, right? So COVID, academic year COVID 2019-20.
Oh, okay. Ma'am, one Bollywood dialogue for online learning from a parent's perspective. With whatever is
All right.
happening right now around us, so
Huh?
what do you think parents must be having in their mind when it comes to online
Right,
learning?
right. So something that comes to my mind is Amir Khan's. I think this was from Rang De Basanti, a very very good movie that I've always liked. So it could be, जिंदगी जीने के दो ही तरीके होते हैं, एक वो जो हो रहा है, होने दो, या फिर जिम्मेदारियां उठाओ और उसे बदलने के लिए.
Yes,
Right. So if you
absolutely.
want that change, so get up and make it.
Right, right, right. So, parents, I hope you all have heard what ma'am has said, that Zimmedari, both of it is at the end of, from both ends. Zimmedari is from your side also, and from the school side and the teacher side as well, so that we all go to only one goal, towards one goal, and that is developing our children. Ma'am, the
Right.
last one motivational quote to live by during this situation to just keep us positive.
So for me, the most important over here, related to what's happening, in the present situation would be parents learning cannot pause. Our children need social nourishment and academic nurturing. So that would be, these two lines are very, very close to my heart. And also something that, life is beautiful and it just doesn't happen. It is built daily with our love, laughter, and patience.
Right, right. So, with this note, let's sum up that blended learning is the need of the hour, and we have actually ECA APER giving us amazing guidelines towards whatever to all the teachers, all the parents, day in and out, they are working towards preparing the best of the guidelines for the teachers, the parents, to make education definitely more helpful and more fun for the children to learn. And we all have to actually come up to this point that education is definitely not only for children right now, but for parents as well. It's time for collaboration and cooperation from all the ends. And with this note, we even thank the parents who are supporting us, and request them to keep supporting the schools and teachers for working out the best way forward for our children, and to use the screen time in a constructive manner. Thank you, Kusum ma'am, for your insights, and thank you to the audience for giving your listening ears. Ma'am, would you like to give some last minute insights to the audience?
So it's just that, again, I would say that be kind to yourself. Previous metrics of success no longer apply. So your secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. So with this, I would say again about the Hindi, Bollywood dialogue that जिंदगी जीने के दो ही तरीके होते हैं. एक वो जो हो रहा है उसे होने दो, या फिर जिम्मेदारियां उठाओ और उसे बदलने के लिए. Thank you so much. It has really been. I enjoyed myself on this show. Thank you, parents. We are all in this together. We are partners together. Thank you, Hello Kids. Thank you, Mr. Preetham Agarwal. Thank you, Hetal, for this wonderful, wonderful moderation. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and have a good day ahead. And as ma'am said, that it's time for us to take the zimmedari, and let's all of us be together and come out flying with flying colors through this situation which we are going through. So this definitely will pass, and it's all going to be okay.